All right, like that's good enough. That was some beautiful thought about the stars in the night and appreciating that we are in fact alive in
Yeah.
March 2021, motherfucker. Right?
During a fucking pandemic. Are we
During a
recording?
pandemic.
Are we recording, by the way?
Well, we can like check that out later. But yo, man, like, what do you think about the governor of Texas choosing to open the state up 100% because he says that he don't feel like Corona is a serious enough disease to keep it locked down, and that he don't think that enough people is like dying for it to be a too serious issue in the state of Texas, even though the state of Texas has had something like 18,000 infected and 500 dead. And still like being like record numbers of infected every day. But hey man, like still not serious, right?
No, that's fucking insane.
I think so too. And you know, it's a huge political gamble because like I think I need to check that up. Though that like, you know, can he be elected for another term? I think so. Because like a governor can sit
Who
for
is
8
the
years.
governor anyway?
Gregory Abbott, also a Republican and possibly a Trump supporter.
Fuck, man.
But like, you know, like, because like to me it seems like a gamble that he would be doing in like the event that, you know, like it goes well, he is insured to be elected for another term as a governor, right?
You're lagging.
Am I lagging?
Yeah, they
Wow.
were just like falling out there. I didn't
All right.
catch the last part.
All right, I'm sorry. Can
you try to use push to talk as well?
I can try and use push to talk, no problem. I just activate that in the Discord settings where it says voice and video, and let's see, push to talk.
Yeah, now you're gone.
Okay, man. There. All right, man. Is that better?
Talk more.
Because now it is push to talk on Discord. Push to talk.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, now like what I was like saying is that it is a huge political gamble because if it is going well, and it's not really that many more people dying, then he is kind of like insured a second term as a governor of Texas, right?
Yeah.
But still, like, would you have chosen to have done the same if you were in charge of the great state of Texas in the great United States of A?
Yeah, probably not. But then again, like, I don't know, man. Like,
all right, man. He assumed office in 2015, so I think
we're talking about like politically, like the governor of Texas will have to be a very Republican, have a very Republican agenda. So yeah, it would make sense that he has this opinion.
I would also like give him the benefit of the doubt regarding that, you know, like what are they supposed to do? Because Americans don't have the same kind of like welfare system as we have in Europe. They don't have any crisis loans or help packages, not in the same extent that we have. So without small businesses keeping open, they're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
And also like there's apparently like a shit ton.
Get myself another drink here.
And also like apparently there's a shit ton of businesses struggling in Texas, which is like becoming a problem. So, you know, like to to me, it kind of like also seems like a desperate attempt to get the state up running again, so that they can get shit back on track, so they can get the economy back on track, so they can get people back to jobs. So, like in some way, it's like also like kind of remarkable that you have the balls to take that risk.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, man, America is in this position also largely due to their own hand, when they have chosen not to have a welfare system such as us, right? Because if they did, it would have been way easier for them to keep shit locked down. It would have been way easier to keep people unemployed, because then you would have made sure that those people were to get money and could survive, right? Not like it is now, where we are on the verge to get like another 40 million Americans homeless on the streets. But that is
and what like, if I let me just quote or paraphrase Gustav of Bringen here. And what does a homeless man who can't eat and can't get the food he requires do, Walter?
Wow, that's a great quote. I don't remember that. What was the answer?
The original quote is just, "What does a man do, Walter?" And the answer is, "A man provides." Which in this context, like the homeless men that can't get the food they require, in this context, a man provides, a homeless man provides, means they will find a way to get the food they need no matter what. And if they can't buy it, they'll steal it.
Yeah, that's like a question I wanted to ask related to this. If you were homeless, would you rather be in prison, or would you rather be on the street?
Rather be like, I don't know. Depends if it's in the north or in the warm south. Because if it's in the north, you'll freeze to death. Especially in Norway, you'd freeze to death in the winter.
Yeah. But like like that. It's kind of like different for us though, because like in Scandinavia, again, we have this welfare system. So if you're homeless in Denmark,
so in Denmark and Norway, it's a moot question.
Yeah, because you would be insured to get a room and a roof over your head, no matter what. Because you have
not a room and a roof over your
maybe
head
not a room, maybe not a room,
at least
but
the cash help.
A lot. No. You would definitely be able to get a roof over your head no matter what, because we have precautions in place for this. So if you're homeless in Denmark, there will always be some sort of shelter that you can go to and sleep in the night.
Like
you have to
akutbolig and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe you have to leave during the day, but you still have it when you come back at night to sleep. Like you're not homeless. You're never going to be forced to sleep on the street in Scandinavia. No way, man.
Unless you choose to.
Yeah, I mean, unless you choose to.
There are people like I read about a guy once who had like fucking claustrophobia. He could not sleep inside. Like if he had to sleep inside of a room, like he would clench up and he wouldn't be able to shut an eye. He needed that free, open air, open sky above his head.
Well, I can to some extent understand it. Have you tried to sleep under the open sky before?
Yeah. In a rubber boat in Magnillen, Norway.
It's really, really fucking relaxing.
Have you been to Magnillen?
Magnillen?
Very, very north of Norway.
No, I don't. No, I haven't been. I haven't been further north than Trondheim.
That's a beautiful area there, though. There's a lot of big open fjords that you can sail into. And like when we did it, my brothers and I with my uncle, we were sitting there, and there's like fucking 1 mile to 2 mile of fucking water underneath us, and we're just fishing up fish after fish after fish. Like we wouldn't have the last fish up before the next one would bite.
Can you send me like the name? Type the name to me in the chat. But yeah, man, there is some beautiful nature in Norway and Sweden. There is for sure. But then again, like there's also some beautiful nature in Denmark, even though the nature in Denmark kind of like reminds us about the swamplands of Louisiana and Alabama, you know. But that's how it is, you know. That's
Oh
how
wow, it's actually not North Norway. It's barely halfway up.
Then send me the. Oh, you have sent it to me.
Yeah,
You have sent it to me.
it's barely a fucking like. Let's see how far it's above Oslo. Like I would say about 200 kilometers north of Oslo, and or northwest of Oslo.
What? No, man. No, man. That's more than 200 kilometers. Because like if you look at the map,
No, yeah.
if you look,
like
if
you
you
have 50 kilometers, and then right.
if
No,
you
right.
because
Yeah, right.
if you look on the map, it is almost
it's more like
it's
400.
almost exactly 320 kilometers to Kristiansand from Oslo. And it's more than that distance, so it's like more like 400 to 500 kilometers,
Man,
and you have the terrain,
Holy
so
shit,
it's
man.
like
Can you
probably like
slow your hello?
probably like an 8-hour drive.
Can you slow your roll, man? You're like fucking all hyped up in here, man. Jesus Christ,
I'm all hyped.
You're like
hey man.
I mean, what happens is like you frequently start repeating yourself because like like and then when we compare the prices, no, and then compare the prices. Like,
All right,
that's
man.
That's you during the last 5 minutes, man.
Thank you for bringing me back down to earth. You know, like looking on the map though, I'm thinking of something. You see, Bottenvika, which is the strait that goes between Sweden and Finland.
Bottenvika.
Yeah, it's the strait. You know, like you follow the ocean from the Easter Sea, and then the ocean or wow, I'm sorry, man, I'm repeating myself again. It is the strait that goes between Sweden and Finland called Bottenvika. You know, I'll send you a picture.
Yeah. Wow, I never noticed when you push right control in, it'll zoom much faster on Google Earth. That's interesting.
All right, now I sent it to you. Do you see it?
Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, I heard what you said.
What did I say?
You said it's interesting when you hit the push to talk, then it goes something with Discord.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I didn't really pay attention because I was busy
wow.
sending it as picture.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ, man. So that's the fucking problem lately. You're just like fucking so self-obsessed, like this fucking ranting out shit.
Yeah.
Ranting out shit like just some fucking broken record sitting there, pumping up. Fuck, man.
Oh man, you're funny.
Jesus Christ, man.
Right, but please
no,
repeat.
I'm not funny.
Please repeat it because I don't want to be rude. I want to know what you actually said, so I can respond to it in a proper and civilized way.
Yeah, just when you push right control, and it'll zoom in much faster in Google Chrome or in Google Maps.
Wow, okay. I didn't know that. Right control, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. That's really interesting, man.
Yeah.
What did
What
you
did I,
say?
what did I say?
You said when you have the maps open on Google Chrome and you hit the right control, it zooms in much faster than when you're trying to zoom in without hitting right control.
Wow, you actually got it this time. Holy
I
shit.
did, man. I wanted to show you my respect.
Yeah.
Now, do you have the picture open where you see Bottenvika between Sweden and Finland?
Yeah. The big C.
Yeah, what I wanted to tell you was that, like half of that from the middle and up freezes to ice in the winter.
Den bottniska bukten.
Yeah. So when it freezes to ice, it is apparently, like a real challenge getting these cargo ships through this Bottenvika because it has to have an icebreaker ship running in
I
front of
was
it.
just going to say, don't they just use icebreakers?
Yeah, but they need a specific icebreaker ship to grind the path for them up towards this. And like Finland is interesting because large parts of Finland is uninhabited. So the concentration of people is along the coast there of Bottenvika and Helsingfors and some other bigger cities in the south. But from the middle and up, it is almost completely uninhabited. Like almost 0 persons.
Damn, that's interesting.
Yeah, man. So, like, chances are that if you go hiking in Finland in the north, you will see some untouched by human nature.
By the way, are you recording? You have that fucking recording voice on. I think you're sitting there recording me, to be honest.
I might be sitting here recording another episode of The Corner because I think we are on to some interesting stuff that we're talking about.
Wow. Holy shit, man. Just sitting there waiting for me to fuck up and say something. Wow, but kudos. I'd be a little narcissistic here to you guys. Kudos to me for figuring that out, even after one scotch and a beer in.
It took you long enough though, unlike when we were playing chess, and I suddenly became a chess master. Now, for all you guys, if you don't know the story, then me and Alexander used to play a lot of chess on chess.org, is it?
Yeah, but before you tell this story, I will just say this, that it is illegal to record people without their consent. So if I hadn't detected this, and if I didn't really give a shit about what I said tonight, because I don't think I said anything bad, I will re-listen to this, sure, but it should probably be fine. But usually it is illegal, and if I didn't fucking like this, I could report this to YouTube and get the video taken down.
That is true, man, but I'm really happy that you will not do such a terrible thing.
The terrible. No. Let's get the priorities straight here. That within the eyes of the law, you would be doing a terrible thing by recording me. Without consent, the breach that would be called the breach of consent. I think that is much more terrible than reporting someone.
Oh my! I'm a big time criminal. Alexander,
no, but let's not fucking diminish the crime here. I mean, yeah, sure, it's not as bad as drug smuggling or murdering someone, but no, let's not diminish the crime. It is a crime. And
Yeah,
being a douchebag, which I may have been in the last episode of the corner, that's just being a douchebag. But recording someone without consent, that's a crime.
so to get this straight, Alexander, and for all you viewers and everybody listening
For,
to this, if it is going up on YouTube, do I have your consent to upload this to YouTube?
uh, assuming that the initial part when I'm listening through to this is okay, then yes. But yeah, that's assuming that. So yeah. I'll still
Okay,
keep
man.
it
Thank you.
in brackets.
Thank you. I will send you the link immediately after it is up on YouTube, so you can review it. But yeah.
By the way, I actually still think that any of these people you've interviewed, if any of those guys said we don't want this on YouTube anymore, and came to you and said please remove that, YouTube would have to, or they could report it, and YouTube would have to abide.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
But now, like,
probably not gonna happen because they're a bunch of meth heads and weed smokers, and myself included. No, not myself included. I'm not a weed smoker. I'm just drink sometimes. But we're just chill. That's what I meant. We're just chill.
I'm going to just finish the Finland segment here. So but the icebreaker is following the ship in this Bottenvika, right? They sometimes have to stop, and then and the ship cannot stop in the path of the icebreaker because the water will freeze again. So it has to keep moving, right? But the funny thing though is that if somebody has to get on the ship or something while it is moving through this Bottenvika and it is following the icebreaker, they have people running over the ice, man, with this thing, what is it called? Not a ladder, but the thing that you use to board a ship, kind of like a portable staircase,
It's I know what you mean.
Yeah, so they have people running with this on the ice along the ship, so people can board it or get off it. Holy shit, man, that's hilarious.
Oh shit.
And I was like. Then I was thinking, back when I saw this yesterday on Discovery Channel or some shit, I thought that damn, and then the guy who had this job, right? They were asking him, do you feel fulfilled or accomplished doing this job? Running on the ice with this thing, and he said, yeah, I feel accomplished. Hell yeah, I feel accomplished. And the way that that crowns the icing on the cake is when I get to land and the captain is there and he gives me a firm handshake. That he doesn't have to say anything, he just have to give me a firm handshake, because that's saying to me, did a good job, man. Holy shit. That's to me it just felt so damn pure, no words, nothing to prove except your damn actions.
Yeah.
Right. So completely pure, man. That was some great stuff, and it kind of even relates.
Wow, there's a river running all the way from that bay that we talked about, the frozen bay, all the way up to the northern sea. In Norway.
Wow, that's
without interruptions.
That's crazy.
That must that must freeze to death, or that must freeze to really hard in the winters.
Yeah, I see it, man.
Fucking nuts.
It's really tiny though. Really tiny.
Yeah,
But
now some places it's really tiny, but like other places it's quite wide. Like I would probably guess it's at least uh, at least 20 meters at most places.
can you find a
Average.
name for it?
Gammelbollo. That's what it's called in northern Sweden
Wow.
or northern Finland. I don't know what this is. It's
No.
really hard to see the borders in the north there
Yeah.
because we got a bunch of stuff here that is Norway, a bunch of stuff that's Sweden, a bunch of stuff that's Finland.
You know, we should get some kayaks and we should kayak that shit, man.
Yeah, in the summer. In
the summer, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
otherwise, we just rent a snowmobile, fucking drive on that. Drive on
Hell
that.
no, man. Hell no, man. And you know why I wouldn't do it?
Why?
I have no way I would do it in the winter at any time, no matter what. Because some places on this stretch, guaranteed, you would have like fucking 2 to 3 hours response time from any emergency service, such as police or ambulance or something, to arrive, because the terrain, right? And fuck, if I'm going to be like getting into some accident and bleeding to death, and you calling ambulance, and they say, "Hang on, son, we'll be there in 2.5 hours." Right. You're dead before they can arrive.
Let's say we're in the middle of nowhere. No, like actually, the E45 does run along the river for most of the part. But yeah, let's say we're at like in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like 2 hours, or like no wait, hold on.
Man, I mean, like you gotta picture this. I'm sorry for repeating myself again. Getting a little bit amped up there. Sorry, guys. What I wanted to say is that, imagine this, that in E45 in Denmark, it's always crowded to hell with cars.
Yeah.
Don't matter where the fuck you are on E45 in Denmark, it's always crowded as hell with cars. But in Norway it is different. It's only crowded with cars around bigger cities. And the further north you get, this also counts for Sweden and definitely also Finland, there is less and less and less traffic. So in the areas that you're talking about, there would be like almost zero traffic on these highways, because remember that people don't fucking live there. There's only like a few people, and also.
Okay,
people...
let's say we just came out of Suopachavri, and now we broke into that ice because that's a big lake. How long would it take for the Lejevaktcentralen in Kautokeino, fucking North Norway, to make it down to that lake, which is like 5 kilometers away?
Okay, like if it is 5 kilometers away and it's there, then I don't think that it would be such an issue. But it will probably maybe still be like 30 minutes, right, before they would get there. Yeah. I'm imagining. But
that's still quite a long time, assuming we would even be able to reach them. Like even Kautokeino is out in nowhere.
Because you gotta like remember that you have the terrain, right?
Yeah.
And and then the response time changes. I don't remember where it was. I'll link a link to the article in the description. But there was a woman close to the Russian border, but still in Norway, that got robbed by thieves, right? Tied her up and beat her down. I don't know if she died from the damages that she sustained, but it was like a pretty close call. And at this point, it was like, she did manage to call the police, but the response time was 2.5 hours. Because for the first, it wasn't anybody on call. Second, when they came, it was like way out of fucking nowhere that they had to respond to, and they had to drive there, and that was the damn drive time. It was like 2 hours from the police central, the closest police central to drive there. They suspected that the perpetrators were Russians, and that they had just fled across the border again, with the cash and jewelry or whatever they had stolen. So they were never caught, but goddamn, man. Goddamn. That's some crazy shit. So yeah, man, like North Norway is, I guess, like it's not as bad as it would be in Alaska, because Alaska is like totally missing infrastructure. Like it's never been built, right?
Yeah, if you go over there and see, there's no yellow lines at all in Alaska.
No,
it is they're just relying on air traffic coming
yeah,
in.
and this is like something that like has always surprised me, like that they have never invested in putting down roads in Alaska.
Well, it's because it's that American mentality. Gotta fucking fire up the kerosene, and that's much cheaper, and it doesn't matter about the environment because we're a Republican state anyway. So, fucking gas up the fucking planes.
Goddamn. Like that reminds me that I'm following this dude on YouTube the channel is like called Gabriel Traveler or something. And a month or so ago, he was in Alaska. And I was like, goddamn, he was in Juneau, the capital of Alaska. And he was going to Sitka or something, which is one of, if not the most largest American city, not by population, but by size, by county size, or like area size, right? And he had to take a fucking plane there, man. Because and like he said that in the video that it used to be a ferry service that you can board, and you could take this ferry to Sitka. But it shut down even before COVID, like a couple of years ago. Like they have just seen that people apparently rather just get on the plane and be like, gee, gotta burn some gas, because we gotta get there fast. Motherfucker. No time to be on the ferry admiring the waters and nature of Alaska. Like, this is something that surprised me, because this is something I would also have wanted to do if I was in Alaska or were in vacation in Alaska. I would have wanted to take ferries, because take my time, slowing my roll, as you're talking about, and just enjoying nature, enjoying the water.
Well, I'm just checking out the roads here, both in Canada and Russia, and they're in the entire, like, probably, let's just see, probably like 1,000 kilometer of the very most east part of Siberia, of the stuff that is before the Bering Strait, to Alaska, probably like 1,000 square miles of area. There's one fucking highway going around that fucking landscape in Russia.
Wow. That's what they managed. That's what they managed to like put down to invest in.
And the only reason why it is there is because it's going down to a city that's called Magadan, which is which is in the southeast of Russia.
Wow.
That's the only reason, and you can see
Um,
it just ends in a roundabout, and then it goes
oh,
back.
god damn. God damn.
Fucking
You know, like,
deserted shit.
I don't understand people that I understand people that live there that has been born there because they don't know any better, right?
Uh,
But people that fucking move to Alaska, it's like, what the fuck?
yeah. And
Because
also the roads in Canada, they stop, at least the highway roads, they stop around like, what is this, 20% of the way up. North of 20% of the south of Canada doesn't have any roads.
no, but that makes sense.
Or any larger roads.
That makes sense. Do you remember we talked with Andrew about this on the podcast?
Yeah.
Who said that
But Vancouver Island.
yeah, and he said that that a lot of Canada is missing infrastructure like this, but that's because the 30 million population of Canada is largely residing in the bigger cities of Canada, such as Toronto, Vancouver, Quebec. Um, uh, Maybe not Quebec. That's a region, right? But still, like in Quebec and these places, right? It's concentrated, so it's much like the same as Finland, that most parts of the country is uninhabited because people don't fucking live there, and if people don't live there, then there's no need to build infrastructure.
Yeah.
And that's why, right? So, but it is like also like fascinating that you would have all this like unscathed, untouched by human nature.
Where there's also untouched by human nature and literally zero roads, not even small roads, not even fucking human, not even humans living there, in like a huge area, like fucking, what is this, in like fucking 1,000 square meter area.
I don't
There's
know, like
nothing.
somewhere in Russia.
Greenland,
Oh yeah,
the inland of Greenland.
oh yeah,
I mean, that is
oh
literally
man,
a snow desert.
yeah. Like another place that is like beautiful, but hell, if I would ever live in Greenland,
No,
Alaska.
like, yeah, but that's on the coast. But I'm talking about inland, like
Do
in the very center of Greenland.
do you
There's
think there
nobody
is even
living there.
people? Do you think there is even anybody living there, like a
No,
hermit or
no,
something,
no.
in a cabin?
There's occasionally the Sirius patrol from Denmark that patrol there, that put up their tents. But other than that, it's a snow desert.
God damn, man! Like these, the, these like these deserted places. Wow. Uh,
But
both
there's
frightening.
also a testament to. We should do another episode on this at some point. The Sirius patrol, the fucking harsh fucking conditions, and the isolation that they're working on, because nowhere on Earth are you more isolated from other people than in inland Greenland.
No,
Uh,
no, man.
because like in the Sahara and Gobi Desert, you might encounter a fucking Bedouin, like a fucking, what do you call them, nomads or whatever the
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah, yeah. You might encounter like a nomad, and that you can
If
like
you if you
have a chat with, and be like, "Hey, hombre, you're crossing the desert too."
yeah, if you're really lucky, but in fucking, in like in the middle of Greenland, there will be nothing, seriously nothing, because everything that's there that's not properly equipped will freeze to death.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That is crazy.
yeah,
But yeah, man. Like these places can be life dangerous and lethal if you're not clothed right.
yeah, like the patrol, and the only reason why they're even patrolling it is just to keep it a part of Denmark. so that Mr. Trump can't come there and say, "I want to buy Greenland."
Yeah, man.
Or Vlad can come there and say, "This is Russia now."
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Like that, I think like that would be like more prone because like Russia is always testing the borders in Scandinavia and Greenland by flying jets over and like seeing what the response is and if we are sending any jets after or like ready to respond, testing our weaknesses.
And that's why the serious patrol is patrolling Greenland to keep it a part of Denmark.
Yeah, man. Keep it Danish.
Keep it Danish, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should definitely do a part because I actually know a lot about that because we heard about this actually all the way back in when I was in boarding school. We had a dude who had been there for 11 months, who gave a presentation on it, and that was quite interesting.
Yeah, we'll definitely do a podcast about that. We could maybe like start doing like a series on the corner or the Scandinavian corner about the most isolated places on Earth.
Yeah, definitely. We should do that. And not it's not going to be in the next week though, guys, because I'm going home to celebrate my birthday, my b-day on Monday. So I don't know when the next Scandinavian corner will be up, but probably somewhat next weekend or something.
Wow, pretty crazy, man. And you're becoming an old man. What are you turning now? 50?
Yeah, judging by that cough, I just came up. You could guess that, I suppose, but actually, no, it's only 28.
Yeah, you're hearing that, guys. But like
all
really, Alexander is turning 50, man. He's turning fucking 50.
Yeah, all the girls out there here, come here to Denmark. And
Yeah. All right, all right, guys. Like it sounds like to me that my co-host Alexander has had like one too many, but I think like this
No,
is
not actually. On the contrary, I was just ranting and talking over myself.
All right, man. But like that's cool. We keep this podcast clean, raw, and unfiltered.
In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say that the host of this show might have had one joint too many, perhaps. Maybe he's taking up smoking.
No, I'm clean as a whistle, man. I haven't had a drop of coffee.
Or so you say.
Yeah, or alcohol today. Yes.
I mean, it sure didn't sound like it when I visited you last week and found that stash in that plant. Yeah, I didn't tell you about that before now.
Troy's funny. Troy's funny,
I did find that stash, So yeah, guys, we got a weed smoking dude on the corner. But that's cool. I'm not going to judge.
All right, guys. Fine. Like that's all we had time for tonight. And as always, I would like you to like, share, and subscribe to this podcast if you enjoy what you hear, and give it a listen. Also, while you're at it, give the Scandinavian Corner a listen on the YouTube channel Alexander Trostrup. All right, guys. That's all. Hasta luego, guys.
Yeah, jeez, chill out. Yeah.